The name of the officer who killed Tony McDade has still not been released. I'm Domity Pungo, and this is MTV News Need to Know. Tony McDade, a trans man living in Tallahassee, Florida, was shot and killed by a police officer on May 27th. The city of Tallahassee plans to release the name of that officer today, Friday, following public demand. But at the time of this taping, officials did not. At issue is an ongoing debate over Florida's Marsy's Law, which protects the identities of victims and whether or not police officers in this case can be classified as victims. According to the Tallahassee Police Department, officers were searching for a suspect in a deadly stabbing. Police suspected that person was Tony McDade. McDade was approached by police outside his apartment complex where he was fatally shot by the officer. But the details of McDade's death aren't clear, as once again, police and witnesses have two very different accounts of what happened. According to the police report, McDade was armed and pointed a gun at the officers. Officers claim to have yelled, "Shots fired," before shooting McDade. But Clifford Butler, a resident of Leon Arms and an eyewitness in McDade's shooting, told local news that he saw McDade hiding behind a tree when the officer jumped out of the car and without warning fired 7 to 8 shots. A neighbor who claims to have witnessed Tony's death posted this Facebook Live video of her account.
They said, "Stop moving," and then they shot him after he stopped moving. That police officer right there that shot him, that's why they moving him.
Yep, they taking his ass on because he shot the damn boy for no reason.
Officers have not confirmed whether or not there's body camera footage of the incident. But here's a little more background on what happened. McDade posted an emotional Facebook video the night before his death where he claimed that he had been assaulted by a group of men. He threatened to retaliate. Hours later, a man was stabbed to death, and police believed McDade was responsible. In McDade's obituary, he is remembered as loving, compassionate, extremely loyal, and someone who had a beautiful singing voice. But we don't know what McDade was guilty of. If anything, due process is not opening fire on a suspect. And there's a long history of trans people being denied due process. Trans people are 7 times more likely to experience violence with police than cisgender people. And in New York, the Loitering for the Purpose of Prostitution law, rightfully nicknamed the Walking While Trans law, has resulted in widespread police profiling, unjust arrests, police harassment, and police violence, particularly in LGBTQ communities, immigrant communities, and Black and Latinx communities. LGBTQ+ activists have been tirelessly fighting for police accountability since the Stonewall Uprising of 1969, which Pride Month now commemorates. And those activists are calling for trans lives to be equally prioritized within the Black Lives Matter movement. Imara Jones, political journalist and trans activist, said on WNYC Thursday, "If you center Black trans people, who are the most marginalized of the marginalized, whatever policies you create are going to actually create more space for everyone." I'm Domity Pungo, and that's what you need to know.